everyone, welcome to today's video. We are at Avenue Road and Eglinton Avenue West. Today is Sunday, 14th of March 2021. When I left the house it was +2, but there is a pretty chilly breeze in the air, so it definitely feels below zero. And where I'm aiming the camera, just across the street, this is where the new Metro Cross Lake Avenue Road station is going to be housed. What was situated here before that corner of the block was demolished was a Subway and a, I think, Max, a Max corner store. So that's gone, and this new station will hopefully be erected within the next year or two. These shops across the way here, you can see right here at Yitz's Delicatessen, it says open during construction. But look at all the equipment in front of the shop. I do feel for them. They don't get any sun during the day while they're working. And there is sidewalk access behind all this equipment, so people can get to the shops behind there. I just wonder how well their business is doing. I hope, like all the businesses that are affected by COVID, this business here is also affected by the construction. So this walk is probably going to take us maybe to the Allen, maybe before the Allen, I'm not sure. Don't have a real plan for today. I just wanted to get out and enjoy the day and take you along with me. So I do really enjoy this stretch of Eglinton Avenue. This is west of Yonge Street. Many of the buildings here have remained as they were initially erected for the most part. And I used to shop along here years ago. I just don't come here as often as I used to, because some of the shops that I used to frequent here are no longer. Just over the years they've either closed or moved away or went out of business. But I do really enjoy this stretch here. So here is the Eglinton Cinema. So like most cinemas, they have shut down. But this one here is really attractive. I like it. Like, it's an old movie theater. And currently well, not during the pandemic, of course, but when it shut being a cinema, it became an event venue. Like, for example, weddings and that kind of thing. But I remember when I first moved to Toronto, I think, not the first movie, but within the first couple of months of being here, maybe it could have been the first movie actually, I saw Beaches here, the movie Beaches. So that came out in 88 or 89. But if I would have seen it in the theater, it probably would have been 89. But back in those days, movies lasted in the theaters a lot longer than they do today. Like, they lasted for months. But I have fond memories of that theater. I'd been there, a few times. Been there a few times before it shut being a theater. But it has that Art Deco feel, doesn't it? I do really like it. And it was a big theater. Nice inside. So yesterday I did Yonge Street and Avenue Road going north. So Yonge Street south and then Avenue, or University rather, not Avenue Road, but University going north. Super busy. Unlike today, as you can see ahead of me here, there's one pedestrian way in the distance. I don't even know if the camera will pick that up, but there's not a lot of people on the street walking, and not a lot of traffic. So right across the way here is Phipps Bakery. Probably is one of my favorite bakeries. But I do find now that since I've retired, I do, I guess, 99% of the baking versus buying baked goods. I used to buy baked goods just because it was easier. But now I am cooking and baking a lot more. And we have a lot of food in the house. And I did food that is freezable so that we can, and it's, you know, I would make it and then I'd portion it out, and then we could just take something out of the freezer. It'd be a meal per person sort of thing. And because I really enjoyed cooking, I really enjoy having meals readily available. Just need to thaw it and heat it up. So yeah, days of bakeries are fewer and fewer. Fewer and fewer visits, but it is still do, when I do go inside a bakery, I do enjoy it. And I'll usually pick up something that I would not make myself, usually because it's too intimidating or too time consuming. So for example, I would buy sourdough bread because to make my own is a rather, in my eyes at least, a rather complex procedure, and it's also an intimidating procedure. Another thing from a sweet good standpoint is I wouldn't I wouldn't make my own cinnamon buns. That's something also that I'd buy from a bakery, because that's also quite an involved process as well, and rather intimidating. So the last 4 or 5 days, it's been really windy. And I'm just thinking that's the sign of spring making its way through, pushing out the winter. There's not a speck of snow anywhere. And I've been downtown, and I've been in Leaside, and I've been in various parts throughout the city, and there's no snow anywhere. Well, actually, I'm lying. There is a bit of snow against our south fence, so that fence provides shade to the lawn. And oh my goodness, a convertible. That fence provides shade, and takes a while sometimes for the snow to melt, but it's pretty much done. Okay, we're gonna walk across the street and walk on the north side of Eglinton. Oh dear, it's pretty bright here. It is bright on this side for sure, but I do have my sunscreen on, and I've got my sunglasses on, so it's not as blinding as it sometimes can be when I forget to wear my sunglasses. Oh, that's nice. Not a lot of pedestrians on the sidewalks. This is a fairly busy neighborhood because there's a lot of shops along this part of Eglinton Avenue. So this construction you see ahead of us here, all this fencing, is again due to the new subway line. So yesterday I did 2 videos. I did, maybe I already mentioned this, sorry if I did. I did one starting at Bloor and going south on Yonge to Queen, and then walked west on Queen to University, and then I picked up from Osgoode Hall going north on University, and cut through U of T, and then concluded at Bay and Bloor. It was a really nice day yesterday. Not unlike today. It was quite sunny. Again, really windy. But really busy. It was really busy, particularly on Yonge Street. Not quite as busy going up University from a pedestrian standpoint. Of course, there was a lot of vehicle traffic. And this is the detour around, I think. I think so. Or maybe not. Maybe I have to turn back. Let's see. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. No. Okay. We're going to turn around. Before we do, let's have a look-see in this construction site again. This is for the metro. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So all this construction is on the north east side of Eglinton Avenue West and Chaplin Crescent. Oh, these people that live here, I'm sure they get a lot of noise during the day. Now I came up this way because there was a walk around here, but that's since changed. Now we're walking parallel to Eglinton. people living in this apartment building here. Oh my goodness. All the dust and noise. Just outside their windows. I'm gonna angle the camera up a bit and you can see a beautiful clear day. Like the sky is true blue. And that's part of the Beltline. That's a really nice trail. It runs underneath this bridge. It's great for cycling and walking and dog walking and running. It's really busy in the summer. Really busy. Like it's almost impossible, especially in the middle of the day on a weekend, trying to ride your bike through there because there's so many pedestrians and dog walkers and people with their baby strollers. It can be really difficult. So because you have to cycle super slow or get off the bike because there'd be so many pedestrians. So we would usually go early in the morning, like early in the morning, to avoid all that, avoid all the people and all the congestion. Even running through there later in the day is challenging because you're bopping around people and it can be a little bit disruptive for the run. But it's fine to be walking there without anything impacting your walk. It's nice, you know, it's a beautiful pathway. It's like a big park running through the middle of a very busy city. These are neat looking apartments. They look old but well maintained. So we are walking westbound on Eglinton. We're in the neighborhood of Forest Hill. Here is Forest Hill Collegiate Institute. That's a high school, I think. The time says 2:58, but it's not. Today was the first day that our clocks jumped ahead. So it's really close to 4 rather than close to 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, my watch says 4 o'clock on the nose. And I do feel that hour difference. I do feel it. It's so bright at 4 o'clock. I mean, even 5 o'clock. Before the clocks sprung ahead, even 5 o'clock it was still light out. And tonight it's going to be light out at 6 o'clock. Did have a bit of a slow start today. Just kind of puttering around home. Didn't do anything significant chore-wise. Well, that's okay. Here we are at Old Forest Hill Road. So if we were to walk south down Old Forest Hill Road, we get into some of those luxe grand homes. There's also nice homes to the north as well, but majority of those big luxe homes are to the south. Sure if the camera's picking this all up, but ahead of us you'll see some blue tarp like fencing. That's again for the metro. You can see Eglinton Avenue has gone down to one lane. It's merging into one lane as we are coming to Bathurst. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Relaxing and enjoying perhaps some time off. I know some people work on the weekend. So it's another detour. Wow, look at this. Ooh, ooh, that is deep. I'm going to angle the camera downward. I don't know if it's going to pick up everything, but that is deep. And I can't even see the bottom. I cannot see the bottom from where I am. This is just a detour around the site. Eventually Eglinton will be back to normal, where you don't have to do these detours. So these are cars going south on Bathurst. And we are walking south on Bathurst to get back onto Eglinton. So we wait here to cross. So wow, there, that building that was just where the camera is angling. That's on the southwest side of Eglinton and Bathurst. That building is already torn down. We're looking south on Bathurst. Here's north on Bathurst. As we continue to walk west on the north side of Eglinton. So not a lot to see here except for a lot of the metro construction. Sidewalk closed. Are you kidding me? Oh, darn it. I guess I have to get back to Bathurst and walk across the street, walk to the south side. Let's hope. Oh yeah, here we are. Yep, that's what I should have done. There must have been a sign that I missed, but that's no big surprise that I missed the sign. Probably was right in front of me that said, you can't walk there, across the street. So those businesses are open. I just feel for those merchants. Now, I'm not sure if this is metro related, this build here. Because it's pretty wide and pretty long. This definitely is because it's right on the road. But this I don't know for sure if it's related to the metro. Yeah, I suspect it might be. But with all the condos going up, I don't know. And that looks like that's going to be one of the subway stations. That building right there. Probably the Bathurst Street. And there's going to be one on the other side of the street. On the east side, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there was, because we walked around it. Of course. So even before the pandemic, of course, Eglinton Avenue, where the metro line is going, was really affected. The traffic was really affected by everything that was going on for the metro line. And so during the rush hour, you did everything you could to avoid Eglinton Avenue. Years ago, that Starbucks coffee, right, you can see right across the street there, that Starbucks coffee shop. So years ago, like I'm talking 15 years ago, I was coming down Eglinton to go to work, and I was driving, and so I just kind of whipped around this corner here. I was just going to jump out of the car and get a coffee. I was, and I walked right into the Starbucks coffee, and there was no lineup, nobody else ahead of me, and so I could go right to the counter and order immediately, and got my drink, like, within a minute. I was not even in that shop for 5 minutes, and I came out and I had a ticket. Ooh, the wind is cold. Yikes. Ooh. Wow. Anyhow, I remember being really annoyed, but they did their job, and I was not doing the right thing. so I deserved the ticket, but still, it did annoy me. Tickets are a waste of good money. So considering that Eglinton Avenue is quite busy on the weekdays, it's not so busy right here, and certainly not so busy on the weekend. There's a lot of shops along here, so it's easy to come here and do whatever shopping you need. If you're prepared to walk a bit. But it can make for, a nice afternoon. And, you can pick up pretty much all your necessities for the most part. And then find a little outdoor coffee shop to sit down and take the load off and rehydrate. Well, I'm glad I decided to wear my warmest winter coat and put my earmuffs on, because when I looked at the temperature, it said it was +2, and I normally don't like wearing a heavy winter coat when it's +2, but that wind, oh, that is sharp and cold. This is a senior's home. Yeah, I think we're gonna walk up to the Allen. Allen Road is a major thoroughfare. It takes you to the 401. An easy, good way to connect to the 401. And it takes you to Yorkdale Road, which takes you to the Yorkdale Shopping Centre. That is the road I would take most of the time to get to the 401. 401 is highway at the top of the city. It's one of the busiest highways in North America. I can't remember, there's 5 or 6 lanes each way. And there's collector lanes that merge into the major lanes. So I think there's 6 in total going each way. That's a lot of traffic lanes, and I used to do that every day, and was very comfortable highway driving, because that's how I would get to work. But because I hardly drive now, and when I do drive now, it's usually within the city. But yeah, getting on the highway now, like I don't feel so good getting on the highway. But I know it's important to stay comfortable driving on a highway. So sometimes I have to force myself to take the highway to get to a certain destination where I'd rather take a city road. It takes longer, but I did last summer. I went to visit a girlfriend, and she lives out in Brampton, and just I decided, you know, the best way, of course, to get to her place would be to take the highway, but I just couldn't that day. So I took, I think I took Eglinton all the way across. I took one of the major northwest roads to get, and it took like, you know, an hour or something crazy. It took more than an hour, actually. It was more than an hour. But, you know, at that time, that day, I just, yeah, needed that comfort to do that. And I would never have done that before. I would have automatically have taken the highway. Yeah, gotta stay relevant. Gotta keep practice. Gotta keep in practice. So I went from driving the highway every day to now walking everywhere every day. Well, I had to drive to get to work, and because I was working in Mississauga, and I live in Toronto, so it's about 35 kilometers to get to Mississauga, to the location that I needed to get to. The thought of doing that now, no thank you. But at the time, of course, it's like a no-brainer. You just do it. Non-issue. You can see there's this new sidewalk. It's not really even a sidewalk, it's asphalt. That needs to be taken in order to continue through, to continue along Eglinton Avenue West, again because of the metro. So we're in this cute park. And I know this park because my days of training, one of the routes that we would frequent took us south. We were south. Anyhow, we would come up here. And I can't remember. It was such a nice run, but I remember we were coming through parks and I think a ravine, and then we emerged here. And there used to be a water. Oh, there is a water fountain still here. Because we would have to refill our water bottles, and so this was always a stopping point to refill, so you can continue along our run. But the run from here back to the running room wasn't really that far. The running room was on, or still is rather, on Yonge Street. And so we would take a nice route up through, I think it was straight up through here, and then we would get into a little cross street and wind our way until we hit Yonge. Anyhow, so this has been Nobleman Park. This is where we are right now, and the Allen is just right up here. I'm not sure if you can see the lights, the traffic lights. And this is where we're going to conclude today's walk, folks. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And I look forward to you joining me in my next video. And if you'd be so kind to subscribe to my channel. And if you liked this video, please smash that like button and share my video with your friends. Bye for now. See you in my next video.